Glover 1972 here, also known as Brian, of course. So I'm basically going to not buy any movies anymore. Um, I'm going to buy a box set called the Kolker Trilogy. It's Kolker by Abbas Kiarostami, I think his name is. 3 Iranian films. It's a Criterion, and I can manage to pay for most of it without my own money, because because of buying stuff off the Criterion website. I think basically during the flash sales, I spent up so much money over the years on buying Criterions off of their website that I think it was basically their flash sales that they have like twice a year. They have for 24 hours each time. Anyways, I got a $50 gift certificate to buy any Criterion movie I wanted, and so I saw this in their releases. I saw the Kolker trilogy coming. I think it's August 20th. So if I pay, it's a $50 gift certificate, and the movie itself is around $70. So, but I'm trying to, since I bought all these Criterions that you saw in my fairly recent videos that I've put up. I'm trying to pay off those credit card payments right now. I've already paid one. I'm going to pay the other within a few weeks, and then I'm going to be more. I'm not going to spend like crazy on all these movies. I just can't, because I want to save for a trip to Japan, and it is very expensive. And I wanted to do that like last year, and I had some savings for like maybe a few months, and I just didn't stick to it. And I ended up using some of that money later on, a few months later, like starting in the start of this year. And yeah, so I used my money pretty poorly, I think. And then I was getting streaming sites. I still use streaming sites, and I'm glad I have them because I'll save some money rather than buy physical media. But I think I bought too many of them. So like the Great Courses, for example, I thought it was 2 different plans. I thought it was like $30 a month. No, I mean $30 for 3 months. So I thought that's okay, that's fine. And then I get this bill for my next one on my credit card bill, and it's $60 for 3 months. So I'm quitting that. I like to get Masterclass, but that's just too expensive for a person like me who makes not a lot of money. So, and I was trying to restructure some of my finances to pay less than some of my streaming services. So I got a yearly subscription to Shudder and a yearly subscription to Criterion Channel. It's not tons of money you're saving, but money is money, and every bit counts. So, and I set up a CD at the bank. So I do have some money from my taxes, not this year, but last year, that I put in a CD, and that matures next April. So starting, I guess, in September, I'll have to start saving for that trip to Japan. But anyways, all right, so enough of that. So I think these are all DVDs I'm going to show you. I work at the library. People drop off movies they no longer want. So one of my coworkers, she asked me if I wanted any of them, and I took basically, took some. So I took a lot, and I thought I'd show you them. So these are all movies I got for free. So show you this film I've seen before. I think it's a really good movie. Girl with a pearl earring, with Scarlett Johansson, Colin Firth, I believe, yes, and what's his name? Wilkinson. Tom Wilkinson, yes. So that's a really good movie. This also stars Scarlett Johansson with Natalie Portman, and it's got Eric Bana, and it's the other Boleyn girl. So I guess it's about the Tudors or whatever, Henry VIII or whatever. So maybe before that. This movie I've seen before. Maybe I wanted it because I think it hits it. Oh, it has some special features. I don't know. I watched this once, but it was free, so LA Confidential. Here's a Criterion I picked up. I've picked up a few Criterions at the library. Not too many, just a few, but this I got for free. The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. Wes Anderson's not really a favorite filmmaker of mine, but I'm not going to pass that up. And I have the Royal Tenenbaums, which I've shown in my collection video. I've never watched it, but yes, I had on VHS. I still have my VHS tapes, but I never watched it, so it was on DVD. So Diner by Barry Levinson, I believe. It's got, Steve Guttenberg, Daniel Stern, Mickey Rourke, Kevin Bacon, Timothy Daley, Ellen Barkin, and Paul Reiser. So I don't know anything about that movie, but that's another movie. This is Tim Burton. I don't know how good this movie is, but visually it should be interesting. So it's Big Fish. I don't know if they're still married, but I assume she's still. Helena Bonham Carter, I think, is in this. And you also got Ewan McGregor, Albert Finney, Billy Crudup, Jessica Lange. So next up, Get Shorty, John Travolta, Rene Russo, Danny DeVito, Gene Hackman. Also an appearance by what's his name? The guy who played the lead on The Sopranos, Tony Soprano. What's his name? Well, I'll put the name here if I remember. I'm not going to stall and make you wait. I've seen this film. I think I watched it on video cassette, but now I have it on DVD. Ants. Is it DreamWorks? Yes, it's DreamWorks. I like Pixar better than DreamWorks, but that's just me. I'd rather have a Criterion of this, but better than not having it at all. And it's Nashville by Robert Altman. I don't know if I'm a huge Altman fan, but I think a lot of critics, like in one of my books on film, say this is one of the best films of the 70s. And I think Altman approached cinema by not by one sole main character, but like by an ensemble cast. I was at the Burns one time, Jacob Burns Film Center in Pleasantville, New York, and I think he was supposed to be there, but there was a book of his films that I have. I never read it yet, at least not yet, but his wife was there, and she signed it, I believe. So, but anyways, this is Nashville, one of his movies. I don't know if maybe I'll watch this. I'm not really into sports, but it had Tom Cruise, so Jerry Maguire. I met Tom Cruise at the Jacob Burns Film Center. He signed my Kubrick box set, which I've shown. I think I showed that in a video. I wish I brought a whole bunch of movies with me. Well, not a ton, but I would. He said he'd only sign one. I could understand. I just wanted. I don't know. Minority Report is one of my favorite Spielberg films, and he's in that, and I would love for him to sign it, but I get it. Because I had a bunch of other ones there with me as well. I had Legend, I had Last Samurai, I don't know, maybe another. I can't remember. Anyways, yeah, so here's a movie. I think there's a Criterion of this. In the Heat of the Night with Sidney Poitier and Rod Steiger. Good movie. I've seen it before. This is not one of my favorite Woody Allen films, but it's not bad, and it was free. So Annie Hall. Annie Hall is the least profitable film of all the Best Picture winners, I believe. I don't know if I have this movie. I think I had the sequel, so I thought, why not get the first one? I don't know if I'm, really into this, but it's free. The Mummy with Brendan Fraser. I think Rachel Weisz is in this too. Yes, she's in it. Here's a Criterion of this, one of the earlier Criterions. I don't know what this movie will really be. It's a Jerry Bruckheimer production, and it's directed by Michael Bay. Who knows if this is going to be that fantastic? I know the special effects, whoa, maybe the music by Aerosmith, but Armageddon. So this is another. I think it's by Tim Burton. Yes, it's directed by Tim Burton, and I heard about it years ago. I don't know if this was the 80s or the 90s when this came out. So 1996? I don't know. I thought it came out maybe it was the 90s. It's Mars Attacks. It's got Jack Nicholson, Glenn Close, Annette Bening, Pierce Brosnan, and Dan DeVito. So I have to see. Probably is kind of silly. This is, I guess, a Walt Disney picture. Three Musketeers. I do have The Man in the Iron Mask with Leonardo DiCaprio, I believe. I haven't watched it, so I think that's a sequel to this. If anybody knows, just write it down there, or their relation. I know they were, both written by Alexander Dumas. So, it's got Charlie Sheen, Kiefer Sutherland, Chris O'Donnell, Oliver Platt, Tim Curry, and Rebecca De Mornay. Yeah. So, and then to finish it off. This is a film I'm not really wild about. I kind of hate it, but the special effects, there's a commentary, but some special effects stuff I think in here, like how they did it. That's what I'm really interested in. I hated this movie, but Willow, Val Kilmer, Warwick Davis. I think he's dead now, Warwick Davis, because he was a small person and, his organs might have not worked right. I think he's the guy inside R2-D2, and he's one of the, what do you call those things? Ewoks, or I don't know, something. He was involved in Star Wars, I believe. Yeah, I think it was Return of the Jedi. Yeah, well, maybe he was just an Ewok. Yeah. Kenny Baker was a R2-D2. That's right. I don't think it's him. So, yeah. So that does it. I'm thinking of doing a shout-out video to all the YouTubers that I'm really big on. I have done. I think I did a shout-out video quite a few years back, and I just had just a few YouTubers that I mentioned to check out their channels. But as time has passed, and I've met more YouTubers, and I've looked on, watched more videos on YouTube, there are other people that I've noticed over the years. So I'd like to give them a shout out, but that'll be a separate video. I'd like to do a video of me composing a song. I had a rough time doing the top 10 comedians of all time. For me, from top 10 my favorite top 10 comedians video, that maybe is the one right before this one. that was a kind of a nightmare to edit because I took up a lot of space on the hard drive, and so I loaded it up to YouTube, and it was like an hour-long video, and the first 3 minutes will only load up or whatever. So what I had to do, I decided to take my iTunes library of music, dump it onto external hard drive so the computer could work better, and it would upload to YouTube, which it did. And then I took the iTunes library and I brought it back onto the Mac. But I think I put it more than once on because I put it in the wrong area on the Mac. I'm not computer savvy or anything, so there might be still one or more two duplicates of the songs on my Mac. For all I know, I might have to go to the Apple Store. A friend of mine helped me get my music from my external hard drive back onto the Mac. So, but anyways, so that about does it. So I'm looking to do a song, on a live stream. I know the streaming sort of changed up. I guess I don't know if I did my streams before on Google Hangouts, but I guess they're different. Maybe it's user friendly. Maybe it's easy to figure out how to do. I'm not sure, but yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I should do a test. Maybe I'll try a test just to get familiar with the new streaming. If there is new streaming that you have to do on your computer. I don't know. I have a desktop, so not a desk. I'm sorry, a laptop. I have a laptop. So, all right. So I guess that does it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the near future. And look for coming out videos. Oh, and I have a few GarageBand songs that I'm working on. I haven't worked on them. I haven't really played the guitar. Well, I don't technically play the guitar, but I experiment with it. But there's a few songs on my GarageBand files that I've worked on. I haven't finished, so maybe I'll put those up fairly soon. Who knows? But anyways, enough is enough. Bye now, and thanks for watching.